The first thing I think of when I hear the word Toxikk, League of Legends. The second thing I think of, Britney Spears. What the hell is wrong with me? To find out... Actually, let's not find out. Instead, we shall take the initiative to see the new video games on the market, and today we are looking at Toxikk. It's an arena first-person shooter by the German developer Reakktor. The game is built on Unreal Engine 3 and has just been released from its shackles that we call Early Access. We've been hearing about the return to old-school arena shooters for a while. Does this game fit the bill? Let's find out. It has the standard deathmatch, team deathmatch, capture the flag, and domination game modes. Bots are in the game, and they have a large scale of difficulty levels, so they can be set as easy or as hard as you want. The difficulty determines things like intelligence, reaction times, and accuracy, the same attributes that separate the good players from the bad. It's not the lazy difficulty scaling where they just have more health or do more damage. It's a multiplayer only game, but you can play single player with bots. It has its own career mode where you're contracted to do mercenary jobs, but again, it's single player with bots. There's a little bit of backstory, but I don't expect anyone to care about it. It's just there for the sake of being there. The movement in the game models itself after Unreal Tournament 2004. It keeps the double jumps, dodge jumps, and wall jumps intact, but I noticed it gives you some extra air control. Dodge jumping is the way you traverse around the map quickly, and they added a dedicated button for executing a dodge. Double tapping the direction to dodge is still in the game if you prefer that, but now you can perform the dodge and navigate the map without making your fingers sore. Arena FPS games are often defined by their weapons, and the weapons here are more of military standard issue weapons than gigantic super weapons. Shotguns, machine guns, sniper rifles, rocket launchers, flamethrowers. But they do offer a man-portable WMD that's basically the Redeemer from Unreal Tournament. I don't like how the flamethrower obscures your view. It makes it very difficult to track your target, and I tend to avoid using it for this reason alone, even though it's a powerful weapon. I also don't like the weapon switch times. The rocket launcher has this half-a-second animation it has to play before you can fire it, and there were many times when I'm switching to the rocket launcher and I really need to fire a rocket during that half-a-second window to land a good shot. That opportunity is gone by the time the animation finishes playing. You may not think it's a big deal, but it's a very big deal. Switching weapons on the fly when the situation calls for it is a bit too slow for my liking, and in games like this, the situation changes very fast and very often. Vehicles are available on some maps, though they seem very weak. A few shots from the standard arsenal would take out a mech. I would think that destroys the whole point of a mech if it can't even take a few hits. The map selection is very small. It only has 12 maps, 3 of which support vehicles. Many of them look and feel really good to play on. I really like the weapon and item placement on the deathmatch maps since it sends you all over the place to pick up weapons and maintain stack instead of keeping you in one general area. The whole game feels like Unreal Tournament 2004, and it's not because it's running Unreal Engine 3. The weapons have no utility outside of combat, even with its secondary fire modes. The dodge movement is characteristic of Unreal Tournament. It even has a version of Deck 16 in here. From my understanding of the development of the game, the whole reason this was originally conceived was because at the time, Epic Games said they had no plans for an Unreal Tournament 4, so they decided to make their own game, and then somewhere in the middle of the development, Epic announces UT4. Ouch. Well, instead of scrapping it, they decided to finish the game. And this is the end result. It basically is Unreal Tournament 2004 with a different arsenal, but there's very little content here, very few maps, and very few game modes. At least we have some basic features like a server browser, and real dedicated servers you can set up on your own machine. It even has full modding tools, but without a strong community to support it, it's pretty easy to tell where this game is going. The player population is under 2,000, and judging by the remarks from people on arena FPS sites like ES Reality, this game is going to die off in the next few weeks. When people say they want a return to old school arena shooters, what they really want is a return to Quake's gameplay. That means strafe jumping, rocket jumping, maintaining momentum in the movement, and utility in the weapons. I don't see tournaments for this game happening. Literally. I have no record of any Toxikk tournaments on my website. 0. And I don't see any upcoming tournaments either. It does feel like the game can have some exciting one-on-one duels, but then again, the same was said for Painkiller back in 2005. People in the Arena FPS community know exactly what they want in the game, and it's not in this game. In a few months, Toxikk won't even be on anyone's mind. By this time, we should have information on games that do follow Quake's formula and have much more hype around it. The two that stand out in my mind are Quake Champions and Diabotical. Even though this game has full modding tools available, none of that matters when no one is around to use it or play the new content. There are plenty of games on the market with modding tools as well, but they also have bigger communities and are much more popular overall. I don't see this game going anywhere. The slogan for this game is "Frag like it's 1999. It's true, it has the same gameplay formula, fast-paced action, no loadouts, no classes. The biggest problem is the lack of marketing and hype for the game. It's getting a little bit because it's another game successfully leaving early access, and there's a few articles written about it in the last couple of days, but nobody's really excited to play it. I can't help but wonder what would happen to it if it did have a viral marketing campaign and it did grab a lot of people's attention. At least it's a good price for what you get. $15 for the whole thing, and there's even a free version available if you don't mind missing a few things like the server browser or voting rights for the next map. A few maps are missing, but all of the weapons are available. The free version is basically 75% of the game, but I really think it's worth the $15. In any case, you'll have to play it now if you want the full experience. In a few months, we'll follow up on this game, and I'll probably be playing with bots. Thanks for watching.